Hi, so this is going to be my second video. This is going to be my macrame hanging basket, really simple project. It's like the first one you do in my craft encyclopedias from 1975. Let me show you those. So this is book 2, literally from the 1970s, 1975. Not sure how to give them proper credit other than just keep showing it. Complete Encyclopedia of Crafts. There's your copyright. Not making any money off this. We're going to actually lesson 1 today. We made the board yesterday, but I'm on vacation, so this is why I can do this. We're going to make ourselves a basic hanging basket. Here's some pictures of it. So they say it takes 20 minutes, probably gonna take me longer because I also have to learn the knots, but it's gonna be one of these. So what you're gonna do when you make the hanging basket, I'll put some instructions down there, but you're gonna cut a couple lengths of, they say yarn or twine or rope. I'm literally using cotton yarn. Measuring it, you need to measure from the height, the place you want to hang it from, to about midway down the basket, and then add 30 centimeters and then double it. So you're going to have 5 strands. Mine ended up being almost 3 meters each because I have really tall ceilings and windows. So it says 4 or 5 if you're using yarn to use 5. So I've pre-cut 5 strands, and I've also pre-tied them. So I've already gone to step 2 without showing you, but you put them in half, and at the fold over end, about 4 inches in, you just do a simple slip knot or cover knot or whatever you want to call that. Just like knot over it. I'm going to be using, you need the basket or the bowl or whatever you're going to be using it because you work off of that. So you place the bowl down, there's your simple cover knot. You place your basket face down and you literally work around it so the size is perfect for the bowl that you're doing. I'm going to be using this basket because it's light and I'm not sure how well this holds yet. I'm going to turn it upside down and I'm going to start up here. Okay, so I have it positioned. I had 5 strands. So you take them in groups of 2, kind of make a starfish pattern. If you were just using 8, you'd do like clearly you just space them out evenly around. But in groups of 2 with your knot and your little extra hanging over there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make what they're calling in the book the overhand knot. So it's going to be hard for me to knot this and show you because I don't have a stand for this phone yet. But let's do best that we can. Okay, so I'm having some filming issues just because I don't have a tripod yet. Amazon is sending it. I'm going to try this again. So your big knot's in the middle. I've tied 2 overhand knots there. I'm going to do another one here. You're going to literally go all the way around. It's basically what I call a slip knot. You just make a loop, pull it through, pull through the ends. Holding that, just tighten it so it's at the edge of the bottom. If you don't have a bottom, like if you have a rounded pot or bowl or whatever, it says make it about 3 inches from the center knot, each one. Just as a guideline, but if you have an edge, do it at the edge. And you're going to go around and do each one so that they're even. Once you have all 5 knots, it says just arrange them so they're about equal distance around the bottom. Starfish pattern if it's 5, X if it's 4, I guess. You're going to want them equally around. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take 1 strand from 2 neighboring knots. So one from this one, kind of hold it in place. One from this one, hold that in place. So, well, you can replace it in a second. You're going to have these 2 basically. You want to have a big area because you're going to end up like me with a big tangle with these long, long ends. So I've got 2 from each of these. It says pinch them together and it gives you the position for the next row, which is going to be kind of right here. So you hold them there, you decide you got your knot right about here. It's a pretty good distance. It's a little bit down from the top. It says remove the pot from the basket and make an overhand knot where you're pinching it. So you're going to do that. You're going to make your overhand knot. You're connecting these two at the place where you have pinched. So you don't want to let these fingers go because you want that knot to end up where your fingers are. There. Pretty simple. Put it back on, rearrange everything, and what you've got there is the beginnings of your knotted basket. What you're going to do is you're going to go around and do each of the knots connected to the next one in that same way. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done the 5 knots all the way around the outside, and you're going to make another row of exactly that, probably about here, doing the same exact method, separating one out from this knot, one out from this knot. Much easier to do. And you're going to pinch those about part way down. It's going to be this row, and the final row is going to be one that's just above the lip. So you're doing the first row around, a second row just below the edge, a third row around the middle, and then a fourth row which is just above the lip. And that's going to be all your basket knots. You're going to do the same method. You're going to pinch them where you think you want it. It's kind of eyeballing it. I'm going to take it up, do an overhand knot, pull it through. The book says this can be made in 20 minutes. I was skeptical, but really, yeah, it's going to be super fast. Super easy. They can dress it up. They've got, in the pictures, they've put beads and baubles. You can hang beads or whatever you have off the knots all along, or at the bottom they've got a little, couple of them have something hanging from the bottom here. Whatever you want to do to dress it up. And then you're going to do that all the way around. Again, 5 knots you're going to have at the end. Okay, so I've done that for third row. Third? 1, 2, yeah, I guess it's the third row. The only one left to do is this one that's going to be just above the lip, or just at the lip here. And I'm going to go ahead and make those. It says to turn the basket over, that it's going to be easier to hold it upwards. I think it's going to be a nightmare to try to film that. Let me just see. Oh, there you go. You can kind of get an idea what's going to happen here. But we're going to go ahead and let's take these two. We're going to take one from each. Separate those out. Pinch them off. Tie a knot. Literally, when they say this can be made in 20 minutes, if I wasn't fiddling with the phone and trying to film it, they're not wrong. Super good afternoon craft, huh? I'm choosing to use yarn. They say you can use anything, jute, cotton cord, anything you can hang and tie, really. I like the look of the jute or the twine. I don't have any right now, but I might go invest in some and make myself a pretty hanging basket out of that. And you're going to go around and make this one. It's a little uneven. Again, all the way around. So, the magic of filmmaking I have completed. You can kind of adjust it around. Some of my knots are a little higher than others, but I think it's kind of the beauty of macrame that doesn't have to be totally uniform. It's just kind of cool the way it all worked out. So I've got the hanging basket done. It says using all of the, you're pretty much done. You repeat all the way around. You've got all of your rows. Now you take your basket, however long you want it, wherever you're going to hang it. You make one final overlay knot. They kind of have it like this, where they make a loop and then they make a knot. And they pull that loop through. See what I'm doing there? I've got a loop. I'm going to pull the end through with all those bits. Hopefully, tighten it up. And you end up with a built-in hanger part. You gotta find the middle. There you go. You end up with that. You can hang it from your window. And what you end up with is, I've chosen to put apples in mine. So you can see I've just hung it from a hook. There are already some prisms on the hook. This probably isn't where it's going to live, but I wanted to show you. You have a little dangly bit at the bottom. You can dress that up. Probably best if you're going to put beads on it to put it on first, but I suppose I could probably still do it. And handy dandy little thing. Plant hanger, fruit basket. Pretty simple with my yarn, but you could make it look as cool as you want to. That is the lesson 1 from my macrame book, Craft Encyclopedia. They get more complicated from here, but lesson 1, success. There, so I just took a couple minutes and I added, as you can see, a couple of beads. Probably would have been prettier if I added them before, but all I did was just do another one of those little overhand knots at the bottom of each one. Little wooden beads, and really, that dressed that up quite a bit actually. Again, you could probably throw one just along the top of each one after you put the knot in. Just drop a bead down the 2 before you separate them, and Bob's your uncle. They would suspend right over that knot, probably sitting up there or sitting down there, or hey, either or. The prisms are dressing it up right now. There you go. The Encyclopedia of Crafts, 1975, Lesson 1, Macrame complete.